Yeah, today we'll just try to quickly cover this one, right? So basically, this is reading from the console, right? Let me give some example so that we'll get some idea. For example, enter value of x, right? I want to take the read value of x from the user dynamically, and I just want to print it. Yeah, value of x is right. Hmm. See here, the value of x is 10, right? So, I mean, here we are trying to execute this one, right? Give the input as a dynamically, right? So, for example, let's take I am just kept it as y equal to n, right? So, what will happen? Yeah, this 9 is constant all the time, right? Because we are fixing this value. This is static value. However, this value will keep on changing depend on the value what user will enter, right? During the execution time. After running, we will just give dynamically and then just simply. So basically, this is to take the input dynamically from the user. This is the input function. And here one, by default, it will try to take it as a string actually. For example, let me try to sum up, right? So z equal to x plus y. Yeah, and z. Let me see what it will do. If I give 10, right? So it is throwing error. So let me just, yeah. So why it is throwing error, right? Uh, because see here, by default, this will, consider it as a string, right? Input whatever I enter. So here the throwing error from this. Why? Because see here, only concatenate string, not the integer. So here we are trying to concatenate the x, like string it is considering as this 22 as string plus y9 value, right? So basically here we are trying to add, string plus integer, right? It is not an acceptable. So that is the reason we are getting some error. So in order to avoid this, what we have to do, we can either append string plus string, right? Or integer plus integer, right? So this is valid condition, but we should not mix up both, right? It will throw error. So for example, my requirement is to just sum up two strings, for instance, I'm telling you. So morning, and here I'll try to enter some good. Yeah. See here, good x is good and y is morning. When I give x plus y, so it is coming as z, right? X plus y is good morning, right? So this is how it is. You are getting, this is clear, right? So we just trying to concatenate both good and morning as a string. So it will try to just keep appending, like, good immediately followed by the morning. That two words it got appended. Yeah. Similarly, if we try to, let me try to add two integers, right? So what I will do is simply I'll try to give some number like 9, and if I give 10, so it will throw error. So I have to convert this. By default, this is a string, right? So that is the reason it's throwing error actually. So let me just clearly show you, like, what data type it is, right? Even though if I enter 10, it is considering as, string, right? So let me just print and see what data type it is. Yeah, this is string. So now, but however, I want it as an integer. I don't want to read 10 as a string, right? So for that, what I can do is I can do some typecasting, right? See here, I'm just trying to change this one. Yeah, int of x. So I am changing this x value and changing its data type from string to integer. Now let me try to print the data type and see. Yeah, int integer. Yeah. So I mean, Arshad, is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let me try to add and see what is the output. Yeah. See here, 10 I am passing, I'm converting to integer. Yeah. And then this is my anyway integer, and I'm just two integers I'm adding. One is 10 and one is 9. And finally, I got the output as 19. Yeah. So this is how we can use it. However, we have different formats in the reading or printing and all. We'll just slowly, deep dive into those things. Yeah, this is about this. Yeah. So this is how it is. For example, if you what you do, for example, if you take both x and y dynamically from the user, so it will consider both as strings, right? So when you both are string, it is accepted only. It won't throw any error. So see here, it will come like that, like how good morning got displayed. No, similarly 20, 30. Since it is interpreting it as a string, it is not understanding it as a integer value. So that is the reason it got printed side by side. So if you integers, if you want to do what we have to do, we explicitly have to convert this, right, to integer individually. One second. Okay. So then let me quickly go to the next one. Conversion function, right? So these are the conversion functions where we can use it, right? So in this example, I am just using to convert to integer. For example, I want to sum up two floating numbers, right? What I will do, instead of integer, I will keep the float. Yeah. Now I can, let me just take two floating numbers and see. I'm converting integer to the float. Yeah. See here, 1.4 is my float and 9.1 is my float. So this is like, I can able to do. So let me try giving integer plus float, right? How it will come. Yeah. So this is also valid actually, right? You can sum up the integer floating plus integer. So these kind of things you need to do some kind of, permutations and combinations and see, right? So how it is working, these, that functionalities and all, because here integer plus floating is working, right? So likewise, you have to do some your, some homework you have to do, right? To understand these concepts better. Yeah. And then here comes print statement. Here what they're telling is you can print all the values side by side, right? So for example, yeah, let me just try to print some 4 consecutive values. See, I can print apple, right? Followed by some integer, followed by some boolean, right? Followed by some floating value, right? I can just print like this, one by one, one by one. So by default here, the takeaway is, we have single space, right? Delimiter, right? In between these values. So that is how it is, right? Or if you want to append any text, you can append like this, value of 4 variables or something like that, right? Yeah, apple 12 true like this. So it's, I mean, we have multiple formats also. um Let me try one example. See, you, for example, I want to keep some, for example, I want to display this 12 in between value and off, right? Just for example, let me show you how we can do it. Like dot format, we have one function format where you can, dynamically you can adapt it, right? I mean, put this value. So when you run the, right, what will happen, this index is like format 0, 1, 2 and 3 index we have, right? 3 indexes you are having. And when I say calling 0, so what is the value of 0 here? Out of these 4 values, apple, right? Apple is the index, right, for this thing. If index is 1 means 12, it refers to 12. If it index is 2 means true. So one more example, let me put it some in between these 4 and value, which value we should keep, which index. Let's take 2, right? Yeah. See here, what I'm going to print is, I'm just using 2 values. See here, 0 means apple, right? It got substituted, correct? And 2 means 0, 1 and 2, true. So it got substituted. That's it, right? So it won't print here. So when you use comma, if you don't use format, these values will substitute. But when you use format, right, only whatever you are referring, right, index, only those get substituted. But these won't be executed further. Yeah. And it's not like you should use only one. Again, I can use the 0 also, right? In between here, again, I can use 0. You don't need to follow order also. Here also, I can keep some 2, right? 0, 1, 2. Here I can keep 2. It's up to us, like, left and right, you can, play around with these values. See here, true, apple and all, right? You can use 0, 0 n number of times and all. Yeah. So this is how we can just, play, work around this print and all. That is what they're telling. See, if you don't mention, what will happen? 0, 1, 2, they nothing they are mentioning. So it will try to execute in the same order, right? If you don't give anything, this is 0, 1 and 2. It will, by default, it is an index, right? But better to mention this one, 0, 1, 2 for better clarity, like this 0, 1, 2, right? Don't leave the, empty braces, right? It will cause unnecessary confusion. See here how they're using, 5 plus 4 is 9 and 4 is even, right? See how they're using this dot format function, right? Like this, we have to use it. Python memory model. So everything in, everything is an object in Python comparison, in comparison to the other languages, right? So what they're telling you, everything it is considering as an object actually. So, I mean, this is some kind of memory concept actually. Um, I mean, I told you guys, in Python, directly we started with x equal to 10, y equal to 30 in addition, right? If you remember, very first cell, we just did this operation, x equal to 20, y equal to 30, and then summation, right? Print x plus y, right? Here, I am not telling the system that this x is an integer value, right? I am not telling anything. I no need to write this semicolon and all. But in C, we have to explicitly, specify these things, right? What is the data type, right? And everything we need to mention. And this is the delimiter is the mandatory. If you miss this semicolon, it will throw error. But Python is free, right? So you can write any program, right, flawlessly without, no need to think much on the, indicators and everything, because this is very much understandable, right? When you are going to assign 20, here itself you are assigning, right? So what is the point, right? So based on that value we are going to assign, right? So dynamically, while compilation itself, it is going to understand, okay, this 20 is the integer value, then it will internally, it will define as an integer value, correct? So like that, it will, going to help us. And same delimiter is not at all required for us, right? And here, if you see x, I was telling, x is a variable, right? It is having some address actually, right? 20 is the address actually. No, sorry, 5000 is the address and 20 is the actual value, right? In the memory, like, if you take any colony, right? So we will be having some house numbers, right? Starting from like 100, 101, 103, 104. In memory also, whatever values we assign it, be it here or through user dynamically. So we CPU, right? For CPU to process, no. So we need to store these variables in memory, right? So that is the reason I'm putting this 20 in the memory. The address of this memory is 500, right? So can anyone tell me like whether this memory is primary memory and secondary memory, which we are discussing here?
I
Yeah,
think it's a primary.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, this is primary memory, right? So we have two memories, type of memories. One is primary or main memory, and second one is secondary memory, right? Primary memory means RAM, right? So our phones or laptops, we are having these RAMs like 8 GB, 16 GB, that we call it as a RAM, right? So that will be used only when you execute something, it will be used actually. When you shut down the system, it will be wiped off, right? Everything will be wiped off. When you say secondary memory, our hard disk, right? Hard disk size is, 1 TB, 2 TB, like that will be there. It will, that persistency will be there. So even if you shut down your system, that still the data resets is permanently. So here what we are referring is a just main memory, which is dynamically it will keep on changing. Once you shut down, everything will, elapse, right? So it will be destroyed, all the data in the main memory. So here, when you say x equal to 20, this 20 is put it in the 5000 address, x equal to 30, right? X is put in the 5000 address, right? See here. X. So here the thing is, when you write x equal to 20, x equal to 20 is fine, well and good. So in the C, you can do it like x equal to 30 also you can do, yes, you can overwrite it also, right? So here, if you observe, here 20 is getting replaced by 30, correct? So you need to remove this 20 and overwrite here itself in the 30. That is what this picture mean, no? Same address, right? There is no change in the address, 5,000 only. When you execute this one, 20, it has, sit in this room. So when you x equal to 30, it has, overwritten the, it is completely erased the 20 and 30 got restored here. But whereas here Python, right? See here, memory allocated for 20 and X is assigned to the address this. So here what they're telling is, here choosing of this 5,000, right? This is what arbitrary. This 5,000, assigning this 5,000, right, to this 20. If you want to store 20, X will choose this map to this address, right? This is arbitrary. So whichever address is free or available, we are going to quickly get that address and put it this 20. But it is not the case with the Python. This is the key difference actually. See here. So when you say X equal to 20, right? So what will happen whenever you say this 20 is fixed actually to 6,000. Yeah. I mean, this 20 means this is permanent actually. Permanent address. 20 permanent address is 6,000. It is, I mean, fixed. It's not permanent. I can say it is a fixed actually. Yeah. So you run this X equal to 20 like again. If you run again, right? So 20 will be point to the 6,000 only, right? But whereas in this case, if you keep on running, right, what will happen? This 5,000 will keep on changing. See, for example, 5,000 used, and if you again rerun, maybe you might get change the address also here. Yeah. So this is fixed, almost fixed, like, static actually, 20 to 6,000. And when you say X equal to 20, what will happen? X will go and jump and map to this 20. Yeah. This is fixed, no? 20 to 6,000. You are just X equal to 20. X will come and sit in this X. I mean, it will be mapped to this address. When you say X equal to 30, right? So here what is happening is, see, for this 20, 6,000 is fixed. For this 30, 8,000 is fixed. Whenever you say X equal to 30, right? Instead of erasing these 20, so what will happen is here X label is there. X will go and jump to the new address. Getting? So here we are not erasing the existing address. Simply what is happening here, if you see 5,000 is constant here, there is no change in the constant, right? 5,000 is fixed. We just remove 20 and overridden with the 30. But whereas in this case, when you try to X equal to 30, this X is jumping from 20 to 30 because this is fixed, right? 30. So this won't change actually 8,000. So X will come and jump into this one. Yeah. And still we are not going to, but still, however, we can't access this 20, right? Without any variable. We are just removing this link and joining this X to this 30. So, I mean, I mean, so far clear in this between the difference between these both, concepts, right? Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And similarly, this is integer y equal to 30, right? So when you say y equal to 30, let's take X equal to 30. This is already there. When you execute this one, what will happen? Y, maybe since the 7,000 is free in the main memory, Y it has mapped to the 7,000 and it has assigned to the 30. Yeah. Similarly, when you say y equal to 30, right? When you say y equal to 30, and what is the address of 30? We already know it is 8,000, right? So when you say y equal to 30, Y also go and jump into this place. Getting? So if you see key difference between these, see 30 is the number. When you want to store in X, right, it is using one room, and for same 30 if you want to use for the Y, you have taken one more room, right? But here, since the number is same in both X and Y, it is sharing, right? When you refer X, it is the same address 8,000. When you refer Y, it is also same address. So sharing is happening right here. So this is the kind of, utilization of the memory, right? If you want to use, same number or something, right? So why to waste two different, space, right? So one itself you can map it, right? So that is one of the advantage in the, Python memory concept actually. And here 20 will be collected by Python memory manager garbage collector. So this 20 will be, you are just disconnecting from here and then, you are reusing the same concept. When you say y equal to 30, it will come here. If you say z equal to 30, z also go jump, right? And it will map to the same address. So basically depends on the value which you are going to assign, these labels will jump here and there. Yeah. So if you want to see the address, right, we can check. There is a function called ID. See here, x equal to 20. I want to see the address, right? Just print off ID of x. Yeah. Let's quickly check it. X equal to 20. Right? Print off ID of x. Let me try to print and see. Yeah, this is the address, right? Like this, we can check the address. It stands for identification, right? It is a logical address of this number. This address is coming from this, not from our system, right? I am running in the website. So this is coming from their memory, right? Where they're utilizing this website and all mapped and all. So if I run in my notebook, right, Jupyter or somewhere, I will be getting different address, right? Because my memory is different and this system memory is different. Yeah, also here, just want to clarify one more thing. When I say static, right? See here, when I say static and see here, when I say static, if you shut down your system, restart your system, right? This 20 might not again point to the 6,000. Try to understand. When you restart your system, the 20 might map to the another set of address actually, 8,000. Clear? But once you start execution, right? So everything will be mapped actually static until you restart the system or you shut down the system. Is this clear or any confusion?
It's clear, sir.
Okay, fine. Yeah, yeah. We call this concept as pooling actually, integer pooling. Yeah. Integer pooling is not applicable for the floating values. Okay, it is not applicable. So what I was telling you is, whenever you take 20, for example, if I open some new fresh program, if you say 20, for example, it can be 2000 or what, I mean 2000 address, right? So throughout your program, that won't change. Just try to understand. Throughout your program, that 20 is mapped to the 2000 or whatever address it is, right? And that too, that is for some range only, -5 to 256 range. Yeah, let's take some examples so that you will get better idea on that. See, I'm taking x equal to -y, y equal to -y. I'm just trying to print the values. See here, both values are same, correct? Similarly, if I take 256 different variables, when you try to print it, yeah, it is also sharing, right? Since the value is same, it is going to share that one. Yeah. For example, let's give some out of range. I'm telling you this integer pooling is valid from -5 to 256 within these numbers only. If you cross this beyond this range, again what will happen? Sharing won't apply, right? It won't share the these things, right? Memory. See here, -6, -6. See here, observe, right? This is not sharing, right? This is different address and this is different address, correct? Similarly, if you say 257, this is different and this is right. So that is what it is. So whenever you are doing any calculations within this range, right? So what will happen? You will be you can expect some better perform, right? In if at all if you are using the same numbers here and there, you can expect the better performance, right? So yeah, this is basically you don't see any change in this output, right? So when you have big huge data, right? So then you can observe these kind of thing. Yeah, strings, right? See here, apple is there, right? Here also sharing is happening. What they're telling is that pooling is not applicable for the floating numbers. It is applicable for the integer. Yes, the range is -5 to 256. And similarly for strings, for example, if we take x equal to apple, y equal to apple, if you try to check the address, these both are same. Yeah. So which means that some sharing is happening with respect to these strings as well, right? Then comes the operators. Yeah. I mean, these are very basic operators, right? At least we use predominantly we use arithmetic, relational, logical, and assignment first four we predominantly use, right, in any of the applications. Bitwise membership and identity. I think these will be used in the assembly language, right? Where you will have gates, AND gate, OR gate, NOR gate, and all. And when you want to do building some circuits or something, right? So then where you are having zeros and ones, right? Bits and all, there will is. So I mean, we will just try to cover everything and all. But however, we just need to be, focus on these first four. That is fine. So we never use almost we never use these last three operators. But let's see. I mean, at least some basic idea what are those operators. Yeah, plus means addition. We have seen examples. Minus for subtraction. The star win or multiplication. Slash division. Percentage is modulus, and slash. I mean, you can just use a double star. That should be fine. Don't worry about this one. Double star is exponential. We have seen, right? And this is like floor division. If you give single division, so if you give double means you will get kind of floor value, or we can say, see, if you, 1 second. One second. Yeah, so yeah, integer and floor division, right? So I think we have some examples, so that let me show you quickly. So this is very much clear, plus and minus. Yeah, I'm just going little fast actually. Just let me know if you have any stuff, because this is very basic, right? So I hope you will understand. This is multiplication. This is slash. This slash and all. So just earlier you have to give dot zero to get 3.5. Now that is not required. Let's quickly see. Let's see how it will give now. Yeah, see, I no need to, I haven't given any dot, right? Earlier we were getting only zero, okay, in the new compiler. So in that case, we have to give this dot zero. Now, no worry about that. It automatically gives us, and you can use some round function, right? If you want only precision 2, so you can do like this. Yeah, so you can do the floor, seal, everything you can play around that one, right? So yeah. Yeah, there must be one real number to get the real number. This is old stuff and also, right? You try all the combination. That's it, no? What is happening when you give single? What is happening when you give this double? Actually, double it will give the floor division. Let me quickly see. Floor division means how it will work. See here, it will try to what I can say, floor value, right? Nearest. If it is less than 0.5, it will go into give us this value. How I can tell you? 1 second. See here, 3 by 2, right? So what is the 1.5? So you'll be getting, let's see how much you'll see. Yeah, 1.5, right? So since it's 1.5, you got this one. And for example, 2.5 by 2. So yeah, you are getting this one, right? Basically floor value, right? 1.1, 1.4, yeah, 1.5, 1.9. Yeah. So here, if you take all these values, can you tell me what is the floor value for each value? Floor for this one?
1.
Floor for 1.4?
1.
Yeah, for this?
1.
Yeah, for this?
I think 2.
No, 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for 2, anyway, that is 2. Yeah, that's what. Floor means it will try to just get this, this, and I mean, real number, that lowest one actually, right? It is in the between 1 and 2, so lowest range is 1, right? So that if you go to floor, then you'll be getting this one. See, for example, if I give 1.1, if you give, sorry, sealing function, you'll get 2. If 1.4 seal, 2. If 1.5 seal, 2. 1.9 seal, 2, right? Similarly, round function, if it is 1.1 round, 1, 1.4 round 1, round of 1.5, it's no,
1.
I'm not. Yeah, it's 2, right? It's 2, not 1. 1.9 means 2, correct? I mean, if it is beyond 0.5, it will give the 2. If it's less than that, it will go into it. Yeah, you just keep all the combinations. Try out that one so that you'll get some idea. Yeah, modulus, obviously, it's a remainder value. Yeah, I told you, no, star means 9 to the power of 2. This means 9 to the power of 2. Yeah, 9 into 9. So this is like square root of 9, right? Yeah, 1 by 2, you can take, no, 9 to the power of 1 by 2 means square root of 9. Yeah. Okay, I mean, there ends our arithmetic. And next one is relational operator, right? When we use a relational, just to compare these two values, right? We will use, for example, you have entered some username and password. So what logic will is, obviously we have to go with this operator. You will take the user entered ID and you will check with the existing all the possible, user IDs, right, who are registered in that app, and you'll just try to compare it. If it is true, true. If it's not true, what you'll do, you'll say, oh, boss, it's invalid user ID, please enter the correct user. So in that cases, we can use this kind of operators. Yeah, this is for equal to check equality. This is for if I mean to just check that it is not present, right? Can you tell me one example where you will use not equal to? You can relate to the same example what I told you. See, simple. See, when you are entering the user ID, it will check for existency, correct? So when you are registering, it will check for the, you should check for the non-existency, correct? Yeah, if you are signing up for any new app, right, it should not be existing, right? The password, sorry, that user ID should not present in the any of the, it should not match, right? So then this not equal to will going to help. Greater than symbol, less than, greater than or equal to, similarly less than or equal to. Yeah, x equal to 20, y equal to 30, print x equal to y. So whether it is equal, no, right? So you'll be getting as false. If it is true, whether x is less than y, yes, then we'll be getting as true. Yeah, x less than or equal to y, true. Greater than, I mean, greater than or equal to, not equal to. Can you tell me what this is, what this means? Yeah, both are same, like x not equal to y. Yeah, this one and this one is same. Yeah, so I mean, mostly we use this symbol only, not equal to, right, instead of less than or equal to. But this is also same meaning, whether checking whether x is not equal to y. Yeah, next logical operators, and or not. We have taken some example, x equal to 20, y equal to 30, and x greater than 20 and y percentage, 6, right? You are dividing by 6 and checking the remainder. The remainder is equal to 0. So here the thing is simple, as simple as that, right? When you have and, right, so left, this should be true, this should be true, and then only the output is true. In any of the other cases, for example, this condition is true and this is false, right, the output is false. I mean, you're getting, or you want me to tell with some example? uh, I think I need to, I don't know, is my voice audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay, Priya, I think I hear. Your friend has joined, right?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
she joined.
Okay, you join, and Harshita, everyone has joined. Harshita, you are getting, right?
Yeah, sir. I'm getting.
Who is that, Hema?
Not from our side, sir.
My name is Hema, sir. I'm not Harshita. I'm Hema.
Okay. Hema. Priya, what's your friend's name?
Harshita.
Harshita. Okay. Hemalata, right? Hemalata?
Yes, sir.
Sorry. Yeah. You can feel free to speak actually, Hemalata. Yeah, you are getting the
Yeah,
things
sure.
right.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, don't worry about this regarding and all. You just feel free to ask any queries. Okay. Uh, yeah, that's what it is. Uh, Similarly, uncondition I told you, right? Only until unless only both conditions are true, output will be true, else it will be false. For example, this is true, this is false, output is false. If this is true and this is false, output is false, right? If both are false, then also it is false. Similarly, our condition means we're expecting at least either first condition or second condition is true, right? Then only true, else it will become the false. Okay. So yeah, same thing here also. I mean, nothing more, complex out here. Yeah, this is negation actually, right? So here you are checking x greater than 30 and just trying to reverse it, right? Not. If it is true, when you add not, it will become the false. If you keep false and if you give not, so it will become the true. So vice versa, it will become. Anyway, no need to give greater than. If you want to check, you can simply give less than also, right? That is also fine. In some cases, maybe we might require to do for explicitly. Yeah, same. This we have to consider this entire condition. If this should be true or this should be true, then only my output is true, else it will be false. Yeah, shorthand operator, right? Yeah, this, like, let me take some examples so that we will get more area, right? Is equal to, we have seen, right? X equal to 2, y equal to 3, we already seen so far. That it will order of precedence is left to right hand side, correct? Similarly, here we have plus equal to, minus equal to, star equal to, divided equal to, and all. So let's see. See, every operator we simply added equal to, right? Let me take one example so that you will get some clarity. Yeah, x equal to 20, x plus equal to 10, right? So what, I mean, this is nothing but x equal to x plus 10. Yeah, these both are same. X plus equal to 10 is nothing but x equal to x plus 10, right? So what is the advantage of writing this x plus equal to instead of writing this value means this will be faster. Yeah, efficient. The reason being, see here you are adding x plus 10, right? So I mean, you initially you will using one space, placeholder for x in the memory. Then you will be adding this, reading this 10 and all. Again, you'll be working with the place equal to. Finally, you are going to assign to this x, right? I mean, basically the movement, right, from cycles, CPU cycles we call it, between memory and CPU, you'll having more cycles, right? Whereas here x plus equal to 10, you will use the less cycles, because here what we are doing is we are directly taking this 10 and you are upfront, you are telling plus equal to, so obviously we are directly assigned to this x actually, right? So uh, obviously that cycles will get reduced. The overall functionality is same, but the movement between memory and CPU, right, that cycle, right, to and fro, that got reduced actually. Just for our understanding, this is a little bit efficient. Just in case if someone asks you to, for example, a program is taking 1 minute time and 2 minutes, you are asked to optimize, reduce that time, right, execution. Then these are the things we need to look out for. Yeah, for every some functions you will be having this, which is the best method or optimized way, right? So this is the optimized way of handling the these operators on the data. Similarly, x divide this percentage equal to y, right? This is for remainder calculation, and similarly this is a division. Yeah. Yeah, here comes our bitwise operators, binary and pipe operator. This is XOR. I mean, these gates actually, right? AND gate, OR gate, XOR. XOR means, yeah, XOR means, any idea? XOR full form. Exclusive OR, right? Exclusive OR. right? Similarly, binary ones complement, twos complement will have binary left shift, right shift, and all. So all these things is going to use predominantly in the building the circuits, right? Circuit theory or designing the chips and all, right? Where these the current is going to pass, right? And you want to handle that, communication wise and all, right? Internally, it's completely low level language, right? So we no need to, we can completely ignore about this one. Nobody is going to ask you in any of the interviews, or uh, just for our understanding, we do have support for bitwise operators also, right? Just for our understanding. And also just for our understanding, we have a number system, right? You might current whatever we are working, that we call it as a decimal, what I can say, uh, what is the number system we are following now? Any idea? See here, default system which everybody using is the decimal number system. Yeah, we call that as a decimal number system, normal way of system. And here we have binary system, octal and hexadecimal. The range of binary means zeros, ones. That is, there is no binary two. Yeah, octal means 8. So can you tell me range of octal numbers?
Uh,
See, binary is, I'm telling you, binary is 2, zeros and ones. So octal means 8. So what is the range of octal?
it's a combination of zeros and ones.
Its combination zeros and ones means it will become binary, no? Not the octal, correct?
0 to 7.
Yeah, it is 0 to 7, right? 0 to 7 is the octal. So hexadecimal means simple. Decimal, we already, I told you default system. Decimal form is nothing but 0 to 9, right? Day to day life, what we are using, that is the 0 to 9, right? And hexa means 6.
16 or 6.
Hexa means 6. So it is nothing but A to, you just count up to 6. A, B, C, D, E, F, right? A to F combination plus 0 to 9 combination, right? So when you build with this combination, you can get this, hexa range, right? So that is what it is. See, zeros and ones, right? So, I mean, um, we have to prefix that number so that it will understand. 0B means binary. 0O means it will understand it is an octal. What will happen if I don't give 0O? See, simple. It will become the normal
We
decimal
take
number,
as
right? It
teacher.
will become decimal number, no? If you don't give 0O, 4, 5 to 6 is an integer. It will consider as a normal default decimal system. Yeah. If you want to tell the system if it is octal, you have to write it like 0O. Yeah. Similarly, if you remove this 0B, what will happen? It will consider as a default decimal system, default system. Similarly, OX. What will happen if I remove OX?
It will take decimal number.
Yeah, if you remove, I just want response for this one from everyone. One by one, we'll go. Priya, can you tell me what you are expecting if I remove 0x? Just try, take your time, okay? Take your time and just tell. Don't try to hurry to give the answer. Yeah, Priya, you can start if at all you got some.
Yeah, sir. 1 minute.
Yeah, Hemlata, any guess?
It will become string or any other normal decimal number.
Okay, okay. And Harshita, for you, what you are thinking if I remove 0x and x equal to a b to f, what is the output we can expect without execution? I hope you are none of you are executing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me.
Maybe it gives the string value.
Who's that?
String Harshita.
Harshita. Okay, okay, fine. Priya, I think you are only left one.
Yeah,
And
I'm
so,
also.
uh,
I think it gives a string value only, sir.
okay, fine. See, if you go back, right, what is that? Just try to recollect what we studied, right? For the string, see two things here, just clearly. For the string, how we will represent a string in Python?
Double quotations.
Mhm. The other one,
Single
STR.
quotation.
single quotations.
Single.
Okay, yeah. So first key is we don't we are not having any quotations here, correct?
Yeah.
Second one, what I told you here is default is decimal system, right? Decimal system, yeah. Even this, what will happen, right? Yeah, maybe if you tell this is string, right? Yeah, it will consider a string. But thing is, here we don't have the quotations, right? Either single or double. So what will happen? It will throw error. Yeah, until unless if it is without quotations, there is only two options, right? Without quotations, it will work. Which words are these two? Without quotations, if you go give the alphabets, no, only two words it will accept.
Keywords.
Hmm.
Maybe
Without,
keywords.
yeah, keywords is correct, but what are those keywords? Without quotations, two words will be accepted.
0x.
No, that is just indicator only. Just forgot about that indicator. I'm just telling about with respect to the strings only. Two English words without quotes, it will accept. Right? True and false, right?
Well,
Morning I told you, right? So true,
yeah, true or
capital
false.
T R E, true, capital FALSC. So only these are only acceptable strings without any quotes, right? And the rest of the
Yeah.
things it will directly throw away errors because it will try to expect the strings. Yeah, yeah, that is how we need to just we need to increase our logical ability, right? And concepts wise and everything, right? So we should be very sharp in catching the errors or anything, right? So that's what maybe, yeah, it will come over a practice, right? So maybe I think it's yeah, maybe it will take some time, but just keep practicing. And what I suggest is try to learn using some logical way, right? So I was telling you, right? So don't by heart anything, just try to think logically, right? You will get answer definitely. Yeah, so that is how it is. So if I remove this 0b, so it will consider as a integer value, right? One zeros. And if I remove 0o, it will consider as an integer. I mean, it is anyway it is form of decimal normal system, right? Integer. So if I remove here, it will throw an error. If at all I keep single quotes, will it be acceptable? Like this, if I remove 0x, is it a valid string?
No.
Yeah.
No. I may know who don't know. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, I just want like why you are thinking no, right? So that I can try to immediately just discuss about it and close it. See, this is acceptable, okay? So why you are thinking it is no? Since it is f you are having, or what is that reason? Or it is not a proper string? Yeah, that is also a reason, right? Since it is a proper not valid word, you are thinking it is a it might throw error, or what is that intuition behind
Okay,
it?
because of the quotation, it is a string.
Yeah, correct,
Okay.
correct. Yeah. See, why I'm asking is, see, people might think, right, this is not a valid word, right? It is maybe it might throw error. So it's not like that. You can give any word, right? So it won't check for if it is validity of the word. You can give anything, okay? It can be combination of A, B, 2, 3 symbol, right? And you can give anything actually. This is also string. This is also string. This is also string. You can give anything.
Okay.
Yeah, everything will be considered as string. So that is what I just want to clarity, give clarity on that one, right? Yeah, fine. So yeah, you can see here. You gave zeros once in the binary, and you are trying to print x, right? So it is giving in the decimal system. So you give input as octal, and when you give this is the corresponding octal number, right? So it is going to convert this into decimal and giving us, because we don't understand, right? If you say A, B, 2F, you don't understand. This is the corresponding decimal numbers, right? So where you use this hexadecimal system? Yeah, we use for the memory handling, right? In the memory, the address will be like this 0x followed by some addresses and all. I don't know whether you have used earlier, prior to these laptops, we are having normal systems, right? In case of any error, right? So you can see visible like 0x, some codes will be coming in the while loading or something, right? So 0x, this system we use for the memory internal movement and all, right? Memory and all, there we use, right? So binary at the CPU level, right? CPU, as I already told you, it will understand only either current, right? It is nothing but current, right? Whether you are passing that signal or not. 0, 1, that's it. CPU don't understand anything, right? So that is what it is. So similarly, these octal numbers, right? These octal numbers, some of the chips and all they use for specific communication and all, right? They use that one. Yeah, just for our understanding, no need to study anything about this. Just for our understanding, certainly, nobody is going to ask us questions or anything. Yeah, left shift and all means this is some kind of logic is there. Once you have binary, you have to shift, one by one bit, right? See, for example, here, one shift means you have to remove this one, and you have to keep this 0, 1 here, and you have to shift this 0 to here. You have to shift 0 to this place, and again here you can get this 1, 2 in this place, right? Get it? So likewise, you have to shift 3 times, then you will be getting this kind of thing. And again, if you try to convert to this decimal, you'll be getting 30. So anyway, I mean, this we no need to think much on that, right? As of we never use actually in any of the concepts actually. Yeah, left shift and all. This is basically use it for similarly the right shift here. Shift is nothing but you have to just move this one bit. See, just remove this last 0 and keep 1, 1, 1 bit side, right? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And at a few methods, you will be replacing this truncated 0 to first one. And what you will do, few methods you will be appending here in the 0. So these things we'll study in the switching, I forgot that subject, switching theory. Yeah? I don't know. Maybe you are the best persons to tell me. Right? If anyone is from the, I think computer science also, you'll have network theory, right? These kind of things you might end up in somewhere in the college, right? Left shift, right shift.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is for conversion, right? If you want to convert one system to another, right? 2, 3, 4, 5 is binary system. If you want to convert to binary, just use bin. So you are going to, it will give the corresponding binary. Similarly, if you want to convert octal to hexa, this is the one. Similarly, if you want to convert hexa to octal, you just use this octal. Yeah. So at least we never use almost 99.99% until then we go to any scientific fields, right? We don't use much. And here, yeah, this is one of the important function actually. Sys.getSize of. Simply it will give number of bytes. See, I'm storing down some number. Why I'm storing some number? I just want to know, right, how many bytes is getting stored, right, for this variable, right? You can see that one ideally. See here. Here it's just using 24 byte size, right, to store the number 20. And if you see here, it is storing around 1.6 lakh bytes, right, to store some big number, right? So this is the size. It will indicate number of bytes allocated to the value. See here, it will give the number of bytes allocated to the value. We have to just import this sys. By default, it won't be having. You have to write it actually. You need to import sys. Then you can use this function, right? Within this sys package, you can call this get size of function, and you can work on that. Yeah, here something which is abnormal, right? Which is quite different from the other languages. See here, you can represent infinity value also. Float of infinity, float of minus infinity, something like that, right? So you can work like this. See here. See, we have declared the x and y, and in x I am storing the positive infinity, and in y I'm storing the negative infinity, right? And I'm just trying to compare this one. It is not throwing me error, right? But whereas if any other language, right, if for example, if you're trying to have at least anywhere in the infinitives, directly straight away it will throw error. For example, 2 by 0, it is infinity, right? It will straight away throw error, but you can handle that one in Python. Yeah. Yeah, similarly, this is also one example for that. So we are just directly comparing with infinity, whether it is, which is greater, which is less, right? So we can compare it, but we don't use it actually strictly. We don't, we intentionally or unintentionally, this value of infinity is not at all acceptable. If at all any program somewhere throws, right, so that it won't throw immediately, you can still handle, since there is provision here, you can still handle it. Yeah. Bitwise, I forgot about this bitwise and or, right? So see here, just they are taken binary and. So it will just simple. I'll tell you. See here, 1 1, both are 1 means 1 you will have. If any of 0 1 1 0 0 0, this will be zeros, right? So only if you have parallel 1 and 1, no, here this place 1 and here also 1, so you will get a 1. If it is 0 and 1, no, it is 0 1 0 0. So likewise some and condition and or, right? So you'll be getting some output. Anyway, we are not going to use this anywhere, just for our understanding. Bitwise and bitwise. Complement means it's ulta, right? Reverse. See, for example, you are having 1 0 1 0. If you do complement for this number, what will happen? 0 1 0 1. And it will do, like, when you say x equal to 1, print complement of y. So just can you guess what is happening here? Just for our logical understanding, not to understand the complement, what it is. How we got -2? Yeah, you can try, no issues. You can just, if it is wrong, that's okay. Just give a try. Okay, fine. See, simple, x equal to y, right? It will try to take the binary equivalent of this one, and it will try to convert that, zeros to ones like this, or maybe, for example, you got, maybe one corresponding to one, you might be getting, I don't know, like whether it is 1 0 or whatever it is, right? 0 0 1 or whatever it is. So it will simply take it the reverse of that number, and it will the corresponding that number will become the -2. Yeah. Similarly, 15, it will take the corresponding binary, just change ones to 0, zeros to ones, and then if you try to again compute the corresponding decimal system, you'll be getting the -16. Bitwise XOR or bitwise OR, right? So I mean, I'm not going to touch this one. Yeah, this is very important. Membership outcomes. Yeah. So in or not in. Simple. Hello world. Yes, to hello is there. I mean, simple language. I no need to explain you, right? These things, and you just tell me how we got through. You have to tell me, right? Just observe these three outputs and just tell me, explain what is in.
Actually, it was checking the string 2 is there in the string 1. If it is
Correct.
there, it is giving true.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. Correct. Hmm. Yeah. Any other observation? Yeah. If it is present, if it is true, else it won't giving false. Yeah. Any other observation? Yeah. It is case sensitive, right? When you say world in S1, it is false, which means that it should match with along with the case.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was case sensitive.
Yeah. So that
Yes,
is
sir.
what yeah, you are, and you are getting right. So you try to, if you keenly observe, it is a W. So it is throwing the false, even the world is there, right? So case sensitive, that is one observation. Yeah. Second, as you told, yeah, if you can check for the substring whether the string is present in this entire string or a single character also you take it, and if it is present in these things, this will become one more string. Yeah, this is also string. I told you, this is also string. Whatever present between either single or double quotes, it is a string straight away. Yeah, so you're just taking one character and just checking if it is present in the this parent string or not. Yeah, if it is present, do you think this is present in the string? Can you tell me what character it is? Yeah, that is the space character, right? This is space, nothing but space. How you will from go here to here? If you give one space, you will come to here, no? So space is present in here. Yeah. So that is the reason it is throwing as a. I mean, it is giving the output as the true. Yeah, XYZ in XY, it's not there, false. Yeah. Similarly, the in operator, just reverse of that in operator. I'm checking whether XYZ is not present in the S1. Yes, this is true, right? XYZ is not in this. See how simple this is. XYZ, whether it is not in S1, yeah, if it is true, true, else false, right? Yeah. So here comes some identity operator like S1, S2, S3. ID means I told you, it will give the addresses, right? S1, S2, S3. See here, hello, hello, same string, no? You can see the same addresses here, no? Here, because of what concept it is having the same address? Pooling. Pooling, right? Pooling. It is sharing, right? Land pooling you might have here, right? Land pooling, right?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, this is also sharing, like land pooling instead of like, see here it is just pooling of this memory. So since we have same hello hello, so it will having same address. When first time when you assign this hello, right, it will S1 will go and jump into this address. When you again say hello, so S3 also come and sit in the same place. That is the take away from this example. Yeah. And second one, print S1 is S3. Yeah. Now, can you tell me, have you observed like what is the difference between in operator and is, or both are same from these examples?
It is same.
Mm-hmm. No, slight difference is there. Just try to observe. What is that?
It just comparing both the strings
It's
are same
same.
or not.
Mm-hmm. S1 is S3. S1 is S2. S1 is not S2.
I mean, they are saying equally like S1 is S3.
Yeah. Actually, I think the example is not clear to understand actually, right? See, the difference is the in operator, it will try to expect whether the input string is some part of the parent string, whereas is operator will expect 100% matching. You're getting? In the above in operator,
Sir,
it
can you
is
repeat it again?
here is operator will expect 100% matching. So
Okay.
S1 should, whatever is there, it should present in S3 also. Whereas
Yeah.
in operator, it should not be 100% matching. If you can
Okay.
observe, S2 is in S1, this hello HELL, right, left hand side is present in, it is only subpart, right? It is some portion only matching, right? Not 100% matching. So that is the difference. Whenever you just want to match only some portion of the string, you can use in operator. If you want to match exactly 100%, you can use the is operator.
Okay. Got it.
Not only is, you can still use the equal to also. That is also fine. Instead of is, you can use is. This is also good, no issue, right? This is also
Okay.
one way, or this is also one way. Why I'm using is means, since this is the strings, I'm using the is instead of using equal to. For example, S1, S3 is an integer numbers, for example. So best way is use this symbol. Yeah. So when you say is, that will give better clarity, right? You can understand this as a strings. Yeah, that's okay. Anything is fine. You can use operator or equal to, double equal to, that is also fine.
Okay.
The complex numbers, that pooling concept is not applicable. Similarly, for floating also, I told you it is not applicable. So where it is applicable, then for integers -5 to 256 and also the strings it is applicable. But for the floating point and complex numbers, this pooling is not applicable. That is the reason you can observe the difference in the addresses, right? Even though if it is the same complex. Yeah. Yeah, important keyword. Yeah. So when you say keyword, we have some reserved words in this Python. So we cannot reuse this one. For example, you cannot, I told you some variables, no? X equal to 20, Y equal to something on that. Like that, you can't use any of this. For example, let's take is, right? You can't write is equal to 20. Yeah, you can't write is equal to 20, or you can't write class equal to 3. You can't use those words because that is already defined words, no? Defined reserved for the Python compiler to understand. You should not, if you try to use these words, what will happen? It will throw error. Yeah, just use some valid variables like X or Y, whatever it is. You should not use the same words. Just for our understanding, if at all, if you try to use any of these keyword unknowingly, so it will clearly throw you error saying that but this is the keyword. So just in that case we need to adjust that one to the normal variable. So that is about it. Keyword is one package, and if you want to see it, just try to display keyword.kw list. It will give you all the list. Yeah. Maybe the list is, this is the old list, you can get double the list also. No wonder. Right? It's been long time, right? So yeah. Now interview questions, right? This is for your understanding only. So just see these exercise examples and all, right? Write a program to calculate compound interest when principal. Yeah, formula. I don't know whether you remember. This is the compound interest, right? PTR by 100, right? To compute this one, right? A compounding interest. P means principal. T means time period, and R means rate by 100. Just Google it once and write a program to count 6 seconds to hours and minutes, right? I mean, you have to convert seconds to hours and minutes. So for example, I gave you input as 1000 seconds, that you have to convert to hours and minutes.
Okay.
Hours and minutes, not only in hours, right? So maybe 1.2, 1.3 hours, that is okay. For when you say 1.5 hours, what it means? 1 hour 50, that rest of the indicates the minutes, right? 50 minutes, correct? So likewise, you can just convert the input seconds to the hours and minutes, or you can, it's up to you, or you can clearly split it also. For example, 100 I give, you can just split like 1000 seconds. You can clearly mention in the output, you can 1 hour and 60 minutes. It's up to you, right? Either way you can consider. Try for both, it will increase your programming that ability. Given the coordinates, find the distance between the 2 points. Yeah, tell me, distance between 2 points. Is it I mean is it covered in your part of curriculum? Any chance in your college days, +2 somewhere? No, distance between the 2 points in space.
Yeah, sir.
Okay. Yeah, it is nothing but square root of
Where x1 minus x2 by 2, comma y1 minus y2 by 2, right?
square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus
Okay.
y1 whole square. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I studied maybe little long, 10, almost 15, 13, almost 13, 15 years back I studied actually. Yeah, maybe since I'm habituated to teach, right? Maybe I remember, but Yeah, I mean, few things we need to remember actually when you enter into this field, right? You need to understand why we are using partial differentiation, why integration is required and all, right? Maybe we no need to remember everything, just for when you try to search for algorithm, right? They will giving you, right? So you need to understand why we use differentiation, why use partial integration, right? Partial derivation, right? Why use derivation and all, right? So few things we have to remember, at least concepts, right? We no need to remember each and everything, but concepts we have to just remember, right? Because if you take any algorithm, right? So back and some these formulas only will be there, nothing more than that. Fine. Read name, address, email, phone number of a person through keyboard. Yeah, you understand this requirement, or you want me to explain it once? Can you quickly tell me?
I understand it, sir.
Okay, anyone wants, means just feel free to ask, I can tell you, so that you no need to again yeah, I hope 3 members you got it, this requirement, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then I'll stop there. Yeah, this is the key notes I just mentioned. Earlier it is just print statement. Now they change it to print off, right? I showed you. Earlier it is raw underscore input. Now it is just only input. No, don't give raw underscore input. It will throw error. Okay, just replace with input function. Yeah, just for our understanding only. Yeah, I mean, even I just kept it at intentionally. I can update this one, right? Simply raw underscore input with input, just for you to understand, right? How these will change, right? Uh, right, functions and everything will keep on changing these days very rarely. So I just kept it intentionally for this, just retained as it is without replacing, so that he will understand, like, how the functions also getting changed, right, these days. That's it. Yeah. So here comes our end of this first chapter, very basic chapter and interesting. You just try out all the possible ways. Yeah. So for any doubts or clear, it's very
So
high
Python
import.
3 is the latest version, sir.
Yeah, 3 point something will be there. Yeah, 3 point
Okay.
something will be 3.5 or 3.6 something. That is the latest one. Yeah. Yeah, hope yeah, any doubts so far in this first chapter, or any, are we good to go ahead to the second chapter tomorrow?
Yeah, as of now, it is clear, sir.
Okay.